Well, we've landed on a murky field in the middle of nowhere. I think, is this the right place? Oh yes it is. So in this remarkable yard are kind of all the Invacars that used to run in this local area. All the different styles. They were made by two companies, AC, who designed this incarnation, and Invacar itself. So the AC ones were not technically called Invacars. This one is an AC, and they're both known as Model 70s. So yeah, same company that bought us the Cobra built this vehicle. So here's a happy scene. It's my Invacar, and it is an Invacar as well. It's not an AC. Go and jump aboard the mighty AC Model 70. Sorry, Invacar Model 70. That one is apparently an AC, although the badge is missing, so it's hard to tell. So here we are inside. 28,000 miles on the clock. Various warning lights, none of which work. Fuel tank, wiper controls. The demister controls are up here, and there's the pipe which brings the hot air down the windscreen, allegedly. I've got a little screen wash bottle down here, but I don't think the washer... Oh no, it does! We've got actual screen wash. Brilliant. So yeah, handlebar controls, that's your throttle, and you push down the brake, and the steering does sort of work a bit. It's a bit stiff. I suspect there isn't any air in the tyre. Plenty of air back here though, as the rear window is entirely missing. Meanwhile, down at the bottom of the garden, we literally do go from the sublime to the ridiculous. So this is where Tuck is sitting. This is the one I'm hoping to restore, and I might even give her a wash before the day is out. Encouraging. Oh, come on, Tuck, you were going. And Chock. Having gone to the trouble of getting little Tuck into the garage, I can now tinker in the drive, which is good because it's horrible today. Very soggy indeed. So no closer to getting the Invacar running, which is annoying because I'm now sitting in it and I want to drive it. Vroom, 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 vroom. One day, just before I disconnect the power for the night, I think it's got to be done, hasn't it? In this video, sponsored by Haggerty Insurance, supported by Vintage Tyres, I try and get the Invacar running. Right, I've rigged up a fuel system. Let's see if it'll work. Oh. The fuel pump is working, but doesn't seem to be quite getting through to the carb. This time. Smoky. What's the exhaust gone? can't pretend this is going well, despite many hammers, fire, penetrating oil. I've had to take the belts off again, and now the distributor is sort of, there's a not very nice word I could use to describe this, and it still won't come off. Okay, this is going really well. That's the distributor, only it isn't, because it has snapped off almost flush with the block. That feeling when you've got it all reassembled at last after hours of battling with stupid springs. Only to discover that you put the wheel cylinder on the wrong way round, so it won't centre up.
Well, that sounds good enough to me. Blown the exhaust to pieces again, but I think we can say that engine runs very nicely. So all I've got to do now is pull this out and put it in the other one. How hard can it be? Calm down.
Oh, there we go.
Easy.
Here we go then.
Remember where brakes are? Whoa, that's quite perky. Whoa. My wiper doesn't work. Whoa! And brake. Into reverse. This isn't a really easy car to drive one-handed.
so there you go. That's a very interesting driving experience. I do keep putting my foot on the brake pedal, but isn't there. You have to remember to push the handlebars down. Quite terrifying. And also very wobbly, especially if you're trying to film one-handed. Given how it's very difficult to manoeuvre slowly, the clutch engages and off you go. So I can see why there were quite so many accidents in these things, to be honest. I mean, they're very wobbly and accelerate very quickly. But thank you very much for your support and your comments and your feedback and your suggestions. I really do like reading the comments, so please keep leaving them below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It's just one click, doesn't cost anything, helps me out because it unlocks more things so I can do more interaction with you, which I really want to do. And yeah, I shall see you again in a future video. Farewell.